Hey, True Believers England teen here. So, I wanted to do a review of this book, Captain Marvel. I'm going to go and do a normal review of it like I usually do. But the weird thing is I don't read Captain Marvel. I don't read a lot of Marvel books. They just kind of lost me. As I've gotten a couple of comments, I don't seem to love comic books, or at least modern comic books, as much as my YouTube channel would lead you to believe. So I haven't read this in a long time, but people are talking about, oh my gosh, it's so horrible, it's so bad. Okay, well, I guess I got to check this thing out, right? So here you go. What is this? Captain Marvel number St. Smithens or something like that? I don't know. I don't. Let me check on it. It is Captain Marvel 27. Okay, let's dive into this and see how bad this thing really is. The cover has taken on a couple of hits. I wouldn't pick it up based on this cover, but then again, I wouldn't pick it up because it's called Captain Marvel, and I've got issues with the way Marvel's been treating Captain Marvel. Although I was thinking of going in a different direction for the video series covering comics on this channel, so I don't know, there might be something to it here. Something to look at anyway. Alrighty, and this is here to tell us that it's all the fault and responsibility of Kelly Thompson and artist David Lopez, with colorist Triona Farrell and VC's Clayton Cowles doing the lettering. So the book opens with a narration box that says that Carol has been in her apartment. It's 12 days, basically, since Carol broke up with James Rhodes after she returned from Dystopia in 2052. And then the dialogue is Spider-Woman calling Captain Marvel, basically saying the exact same thing. All of the information is that it's been that, and she's been ignoring all of her calls. That's all. And after a warning that if Captain Marvel didn't pick up, Spider-Woman would be crashing into her window, she actually does and says, hey, it's your fault, because you know I don't bluff. And she just wanted to check on her, and Captain Marvel's like, yeah, you wanted to see if I was at the bottom of a bottle? And she's like, I didn't say that. I would actually be pretty pissed. I mean, she broke the window. Even if, oh, you're not hurt by the window, now you got to get your freaking window fixed. That's not a way to treat friends. This is horrible. Plus, the art sucks, by the way. Just look how short and dumpy Spider-Woman looks. I mean, she should be, I don't know, longer, sleek. So while Spider-Woman is insulting the smell of the apartment, Carol manages to get into new bedclothes, and she's like, whoa, you can't get into your bedclothes because there's these things out there at the park. I need you to come with me. And they're giant cats merged with mega snakes, and they're being ridden by wizards. And Carol's like, why do we want to stop that? And she's like, because of the acid breath. So Carol says, all right, fine, and kind of suits up into Captain Marvel. All right, the good joke is that it's real. Well, everything she described is actually something. However, now it's canon that these creatures exist in the Marvel Universe. The bad joke is them going, hey, you didn't say the acid came from their butts and it smells like cabbage. That was pretty bad. Although, I get the feeling because they're blinking out into some sort of portal on the bottom panel that these idiotic creations were just made for this stupid joke alone. So we see that it works, and Captain Marvel gets out, and every day she's going superheroing. Heroing? Heroing. And then Spider-Woman once again crashes, although this time she's in a night dress, and yeah, she's still looking dumpy. So I'm wondering, is this a creative choice? Are they thinking, well, she's a mom, let's give her a mom bod? Have we not discussed this again? It just doesn't work with people as active as they are. That maybe she wouldn't be muscular, but just moving around would keep her thin. It just, I don't know, it doesn't work. Anyway, Jessica talks her into going out and having fun instead of just superheroing. Or is it here? And we find out that Jessica invited Monica Rambeau, and some Jennifer something or hazmat shows up, and she's like, oh, you might have to help me get Carol dressed. And then her half-sister, Carol's half-sister, shows up. Apparently she's an accuser now. And she's like, oh, I'm here for the pity party. And Jessica's like, that's not the official name or anything, which I think is kind of silly because usually people give themselves pity parties to which others pull them out of. And then I don't know what this page is for. It's an entire page worth of let's get the accuser into a dress and Hazmat's love of fiery Cheetos. That's all that's happening here. And so they take her out speed dating because that's what people... Is that still a thing? I've never done it myself, but I can't imagine that's... I don't know, it just seems weird. Let's go talk to somebody for 5 seconds, hoping that there's a connection. And obviously, you know, the same look has been on Carol Danvers' face, and it's not really good. The artist is not very good at drawing eyes, I've noticed. But seriously, the look on Carol's face has not changed throughout the entire book. And so we get a little run-in with the speed dating, and I guess they're okay. The online troll thing, But the guy recognizing her as Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel had that crappy haircut. This entire thing seems to be about slashing back at the criticisms towards Captain Marvel, and by the way, the haircut was stupid. But unfortunately, the speed dating is interrupted by something outside, causing her to change into Captain Marvel, and the guys are like, best speed dating ever! Oh, I guess I stand corrected. Those cat things did come back. Alrighty, fine. And apparently they've got a man with a witch's hat on and saying, Captain Marvel, when you mess with one snot of the 9 lives... I can't read. Captain Marvel, when you mess with one snot of the 9 lives, you mess with all 9. One snat, 9,000, I don't care so long as it's not speed dating. Besides, those snats are going to give cats a bad name around here, and I won't have that. And so she goes up and she punches one of them. And Jess is saying, you know what, let her have this one. I owe her after the speed dating debacle. And the accuser's just standing there watching, says, I think I agree with you. We shall stand back and protect the citizens while Carol sends snats back to whatever hell dimension they came from. And also somewhat helpfully works out her own demons. Oh, goodness gracious. They were almost there, right? They almost had one panel where it didn't sound very cheesy. And so let's see. It looks like I thought you said she was doing too much superheroing. She was, but if this is what makes her feel better, should I really fight that? No. So wait a second. This entire freaking couple of pages here was useless to come to the, hey, she's doing what's right for her anyway. This book has at least 2 pages at this point that are a complete waste of time. And then we get to watch as Captain Marvel takes care of the snits or snats or whatever they were called, and they have some sort of joke about cat butter. End of page. After Carol's all finished up, Jessica says everybody else went home because they knew you were going to want to yell at me. And Captain Marvel's like, darn tootin', I'm going to. This isn't the way to handle me, grrr. And that's when we see the little troll pull up, and he's actually like, oh, wow, I'm big into the feminist thing, man. You got my number, right? And she's like, absolutely. And none of her facial expressions look good in this book. This is really bad art, but there's one particular panel I want to point out here. And in all honesty, I don't feel bad for asking, what are the artistic choices in any of this? The only thing that looks decent is Jessica's hair and back. Beyond that, we've got Ms. Marvel, who once again has got pecs instead of breasts, and one of them's larger than the other. You've got the boy with his weird, almost Archie-esque Harvey 1970s no lines on the face drawing. And then what is going on with Carol Danvers? There's no depth to the eyes. There's nothing there. Not to mention that she looks like a crazy Cro-Magnon. There is nothing attractive about this shot. And I'm not talking about, oh my gosh, we have to fall in love with attractive. I'm talking about this is a horribly and ugly drawn panel. Nothing works except for, like I said, the shirt and the hair, or the dress and the hair. This is the only real page in the entire comic book. She's sitting there and she's contemplating, wait a second, I've got all these powers, I'm a beautiful woman, blah, 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 yada, yada. I could do damn near anything except for kick alcohol. That's the one thing that's really hard and difficult. So, and then Stephen Strange comes up and says, let me drink with you. But for just one brief moment, for one page, Carol Danvers is an actual character. And so basically Stephen Strange tells the same story about how even though he's got all this power, he couldn't save somebody on the operating table. And he's about to pour a drink. He's like, wait a second, you can't have this. And he changes it to seltzer, which Carol kind of gets pissed because she could have ordered seltzer water and that was an expensive bottle of booze. But she drinks it and it's seltzer water. And he's like, wait a second, could you go to a wizard bar? And he's like, yeah, but I just wanted to go someplace where nobody knew me. And she's like, wow, that makes sense. But Carol says, wait a second, then why are you hanging out with me because you know me? He goes, well, I don't really know you. And so they chat about that. And this is really a nonsense page. They're trying to get to know each other, but even still, after the end of this, they don't really give out a lot of information about each other. And so they talk, and Carol's like, hey, you know, I could make one bad decision to cover up my bad mood, blah, 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 yada, yada. And she wakes up, and she's like, well, mistakes are made. And they do the sitcom-y, oh, no, this was a mistake. Yes, it was a mistake. We should never do this again. We'll never do this again. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe it. Let's kiss again. Boom, end of story. So I guess the big question then would be, is it as bad as everybody's saying? I'm going to say no. Is it good? No. No, 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 no. No way. It just isn't the worst thing ever. It's ridiculous. It is a sitcom. The writing is about Dixie Cup deep, which they're about that big. It's not great. The outlooks on life are from people who, I've said this before, these days we have writers who seem to have only read comic books, which is kind of a problem. I don't know, the whole thing at the end with Stephen Strange, that's a thing, I guess. A lot of people I've been hearing are afraid that they're going to make her Sorcerer Supreme or something like that. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think that would be really stupid. As is, yeah, the book wasn't great. It really wasn't. It wasn't good either. It was particularly bad. I just don't think it was the worst thing ever on the face of the planet. The biggest problem with this book has to do, in my opinion, with the fact that there's so many wasted pages. There should have been more setup. There should have been more, I don't know, more characterization. Even in the dialogue where we're supposed to get to know the characters, they really didn't let us get to know the characters. There you go. I know Kelly can do better. I know she could do worse. So I guess we got her right in the middle. But, you know, is the middle really worth the price of admission? Anyway, that's my take on it. What is yours? Have you read this book? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already, making sure settings are on all on your phone so you don't miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Now, this is the way we're trying to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi or to Patreon. Links in the description below. Just drop $1 in the till. Helps keep making videos for you and helps keep the lights on here at the house. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.